Hey, I'm Anna Bezahler.
And I'm Isabella Escalante.
And we both have colds today.
Yes, that's why we sound like this.
It is.
I think we had the same type of cold.
We definitely did. And hey, I would venture to call it a flu.
Hey, I don't want to be dramatic, but I think we both had the same kind of flu.
We had the flu, and but we're pushing through because why?
Because we have a new podcast.
Hell yeah. Well, actually, you know what I think would be a little nice?
What?
Let's get a little vulnerable here.
Okay, I'm down.
Two-prov means a lot to us.
Honestly, that's so true.
You tell our origin story of two-prov.
Oh, I love telling this story.
Yeah.
In the pandemic, we were just really becoming good friends, and then all these shutdowns started happening, and I was at Anna's apartment, and it was like everything was shutting down, so I ended up just staying at her place, and then I just sort of didn't leave through like the first week of the pandemic because both of our partners were out of town. And so we were just having this like weeks-long sleepover, and we started doing two-prov to like stay, because just to stay entertained.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like we got a lot better at two-prov because we needed it so bad.
I was starting to get into it. I was like, things can stay shut down. This is what life's about. This two-prov right here. Anna was like, I miss my girlfriend and I want to go to a party again.
I wanted to go to a party so bad. I was like, when shit opens up, you can catch my ass at the first party. But I still respected the of course the pandemic.
Yes.
And so we did a ton of two-prov, and then we started doing a two-prov live show, and then we were like, oh my God, wait, I think people need to hear this. Who can't come to a show.
Yeah, this needs to hit the airwaves for the people outside of LA and in LA.
Yeah, you can still listen to a podcast in LA. But I think what people don't realize is how incredibly sort of impactful our comedy is on the world.
Yeah. It makes a big difference, I would think. That's the review I've gotten.
It makes a big difference, and in these crazy times, it's what people need.
Yeah. So stay tuned because this is coming weekly starting next week.
Yeah, January 22nd, we're gonna throw our first episode out there, and then weekly. Which is what you already said.
That's the schedule. Never hurts to say the schedule twice, for us at least. We're not quite sure about how calendars work, I think.
No, we're bad at schedules. But we also have a live show that you can watch.
And it's the first Wednesday of every month at We Just Improv School, and it's at 7:30.
Yeah. And we just do two-prov. And we have other two-prov people on, other two-prov duos. And it is, well, in our podcast, we're going to be doing a bunch of different like forms and stuff, basically to keep it interesting for ourselves. But mostly it's just two-prov. And the show is just two-prov too. I love two-prov.
I love two-prov also. Although sometimes if there's a guest that's like, that we want to have on, we won't limit it, but most of the time, I think it's just going to be you and me, girl.
Of course. I cannot forget that we did talk about having guests. That is so true, Queen. Your wheezy cough. Yeah.
And Anna, guess what?
What?
First of all, Oh, you got it. I wanted to say thank you for tearing yourself away from your miniature coffee shop you're building to come and let people know about our new podcast.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for acknowledging it. Happy that I have the platform to even talk about it, which probably was not your intention when you mentioned it. But I'm building a mini cafe.
And what does that mean exactly?
Well, a little plug here for Roll Life, a miniature.
We can't plug other people's things. We barely got our own off the ground.
You're generous. This is off the ground.
Barely.
Yeah, I like making little mini stuff, but I like it when it's already all cut out and like ready to go. But yeah, I wanted to, well, I didn't want to. I had to tear myself away because we have a podcast coming out and I'm really excited about it.
I'm really excited about it too. We both love improv. I think it's safe to say.
I think it's safe to say.
And we both love hanging out and doing improv together. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, it's safe to say.
You left me hanging on that one for a second.
I think there's a little Zoom delay. Well, we when we recorded this stuff, we weren't sick, so don't like stress about like the whole podcast is two sick people. Like, don't worry about that.
That's not part of what we're doing. I know that's what it sounds like.
Form.
No, that's not a form.
Actually, it should be.
It could be. We'll make up some forms sometimes too, I think we were saying.
Yeah, I think we talked about that once.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's cemented now.
Do you know what, actually, and this is another form I'm going to pitch right now. Me and Isabella go on a lot of long bike rides together. Yeah. And I think we put headphones in or walkie-talkies or something, and we record improv while we bike. Okay.
Actually, I think that's where we do our best improv, though. So, I mean, because we are doing improv on these bike rides, whether or not anyone else is listening.
Are we scared to have a conversation as like ourselves? Every time we're alone, we're like, do you want to play a character?
Sometimes it will just be like, sometimes it'll go to, one time we were at your house and we were just doing characters, having just sort of a normal conversation that was half us, half these characters, but it would just spin off into a lie for like hours. Hours.
I want to safeguard my conversations with like the ability to lie. It's insane.
But yeah. So now we decided to make a podcast where we get to do improv together and, you know, just have it immortalized.
Yeah, it's improv, you know, you come up with it on the spot. So the best thing to do is to have it haunt you forever. Like, we've been doing a live show for a while where we do two prov and we have guests on and stuff. And it's just so fun and we want to do it more. And we don't need a stage. All we need is each other. And our incredible producer, Mark David Christenson. Shout out.
He's incredible.
So we're going to do two prov on a podcast. And that's it. It's not fancy.
It's not fancy. It's going to be about 30 minutes long. And it's going to come out weekly starting next week, which is January 22nd. I had to write that date down so I'd remember it.
Hey, I have it written down on my computer too. Here's my exact notes. January 22nd, weekly improv podcast, live shows.
That's really coherent. Mine just says weekly January 22nd on a different line for some reason. And then first Wednesday of the month, 7:30, which I always almost say for our podcast, but that's actually our live show. That's our
Maybe we should have them coming out at the same time.
Oh, that'd be fun. Wait, competitive, then they'd compete with each other.
Yeah, people aren't going to come to our live show because they have to catch the podcast the second it comes out.
That's what I think people are going to be clamoring for it. People aren't going to want to wait a second.
Yeah, that's, business optics. We have to, we can't release them at the same time. If you want to listen to this podcast, you should do it and you should share it and you should talk about it.
Yes. You can share it on.
You should. Listen to me. Who am I bossing around?
No, I think it's good to use assertive language like that. I'm always like, if you want, maybe, never mind. You could share this podcast. That doesn't work.
How do we know?
I don't know. we could try it both ways and see which one gets more subscribers at the end. Okay, you do your best one. Oh, and you do your best one, and then I'll do my best one.
My best one of what?
Of like, share, subscribe. How you think? Yeah, because right now it's a competition. Whoever's going to get more subscribers that way.
I'm going to do it radio host style. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody, so much for listening. If you liked what you heard, please like, subscribe, and share. We want to get this podcast off the ground, so be one of the first listeners. This is an incredible experience for all of you, and you're lucky we're giving it to you. Thanks so much.
Wow, that was really good. That was really
super
good
confident. That was really confident. I forced it. All right, now you do yours.
I'm gonna go vulnerable and like personal.
Oh, nice.
Hey everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It just means so much. I mean, me and my friend, we just have a blast doing it. And do you know who makes that all possible? You. So it would just mean the world if you could like, subscribe, comment, share even. But hey, that's just you making two girls' dreams. Signing off. Isabella Escalante. How was that?
That was great.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
January 22nd.
Well, now it's time to actually sign off.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Call me.
I will in 2 seconds.